All right, y'all, 2K has released some absolutely insane challenges called the Greatness Challenges in 2K26 My Team. If you click me here into the challenges and go to Greatness, there is a bunch of challenges to get Dark Matters, and they all add up to get 100 overall Dwyane Wade. These are all completely free. They're going to be mega time consuming, but I'm going to show you guys the best method here today to get all of these challenges done. Now, I've already done a couple of challenges, as you can see. So the easiest part of these challenges is actually going to be the 10 3-pointers, 50, 150, all the way up to 1,500 threes. And I believe the dunks is going to be only 1,000, so it's not 1,500 there. Playmaking is 2,000, which is actually more. Heat wave scoring is just going to be scoring points as a whole, which is going to be the easiest thing to do overall. As you can see here, I already have 44 points, and this is just scoring points over multiple games, which is definitely the easiest by far. And then the defending is also going to be a 750, which is a little bit more difficult, but the fact that they included rebounds is very nice. These challenges look like they're going to take a bunch of time, but I actually don't think it's going to take as much time as everyone thinks they are going to take. The worst one is going to be probably the shooting, because 3-pointers, 1,500 is definitely going to be the most, but the shooting greatness is the last one I'm going to do personally. The Dark Matter Steph Curry is good, but it's Steph Curry, and he's only 6'3", so, or maybe even 6'2". I don't know exactly what he's listed at in this year's 2K. What I'm going to focus on first is getting this Larry Bird. I need small forward, power forward on my team, and as I'm focusing on Larry Bird, I'm also going to overlap it with the slashing greatness for Blake Griffin. The reason I'm going to do that is because the assists and the dunks you get is only 1,000 necessary. Playmaking is 2,000 necessary. I'm going to overlap my first 1,000 dunks. Hopefully all of my assists are going to go directly to dunks. So I already have 8 dunks here, and I have 18 total assists. I've already played a couple other games as getting threes with Nipple to try and do that. But what I'm going to do is overlap, and this is the best thing you can do when you're doing these 50 and 100 challenges, all of this stuff over here. Overlap your assists with your dunks, or overlap with the threes, or overlap with just anything in general, because you need to make sure you're overlapping these when you're doing them. In every game you play, you're going to be getting defense, like blocks, steals, and rebounds. I already have 12 in these first couple games that I've played. So you're obviously going to be overlapping defense in every single game you play. You're going to be overlapping scoring in every single game you play. You need to make sure when you're getting your assist, you overlap it with either a 3-pointer or a dunk. If you're getting layups or mid-range shots using the assists, it's just wasting your time. So first thing you need to do when you're doing these assists, the best method I'd recommend doing is going to breakout, getting in your triple threat board, and getting some assists. Now, unfortunately, you see as I have here, the greatness players are listed. You actually cannot use these greatness players in the triple threat to get their challenges complete. That is one thing I'm going to explain right now before I hop into any challenge games. Once you get these challenges, as you can see, let's just do playmaking, for example. The first playmaking greatness challenge, I'm going to scroll down here all the way to the bottom from what I've completed. First playmaking challenge is 1 assist, you get this gold Cooper flag. Now, Cooper flag has a challenge here, rookie point forward. You need to get 11 total assists with your greatness Cooper flag. It gives you a full lineup game. As you can see here, it's a challenge game. This is the lineup I used. I tried to overlap fears and flag. Unfortunately, that's not possible. These challenges that you're getting with the Cooper flag gold is not going to overlap with any of your challenges. So the 11 assists with Cooper flag is the only stats that's going to track. It's not going to give you any assists toward the total counter to 1,500 or anything like that. The assists you get in this game don't matter overall other than getting the challenge complete, and the game ends as soon as you get the 11th assist with Cooper flag. So these challenges are going to be the most annoying ones. They don't overlap with anything, but you have to get them all done, and there's a bunch of challenges more like just like this. So the next challenge that I would have to do here is going to be the Emerald one, which is rookie center dimer. You get the Derek Queen career high 12 assists with Derek Queen. That's all you need to do there. The game ends. You get all 7 of those wild gems you see on the Emerald. I just want to make sure my face cam's on the way. You can see the emeralds all here, the playmaking greatness pack. You get every single player in this pack, and I believe you'll have to use them for future challenges. If I scroll down here, then yeah, with Skiles, I believe I got a Skiles. With a Magic, you're going to get a Magic player in the Hidden Gems or something like that. So you're going to get a bunch of these players all from the challenges that you get from the original, like 25, 50, 150. All of these players, you're going to get a bunch of wild gems from that and then use them in future challenges. So it's a bunch of stacking challenges up and up. And these challenges that you see down here, which is going to be a bunch of these, it's 51 assists with Spurs players over multiple games. Easy. Get 24 assists with a Jazz player in a game. That's just a one game thing. And these are not specific to challenges. So the only games that I believe are specific to challenges are these ones to unlock the wild gems, which is what you need to know as you're going in here. So you just get the 14 assists with Grant Hill. You get all of these Amethyst players. And then once you have these Amethyst players, you use them in your breakout games to overlap with the assists, the threes, the dunks, everything. So every wild gems player you get here, you have to find a challenge in here that you're going to focus on. So see, what I would do here is the 51 assists with Spurs players over multiple games. I will get a Spurs player on my team. I will track this challenge, and when I'm getting my assists and as well as throwing lobs for dunks, I'm going to overlap that so I get this challenge already completing, the assists overall challenge already completing, as well as dunks challenges too. The whole thing about this entire event is just overlapping so it takes takes as little time as possible. Pick a dark matter that you want and go for him. Larry Bird is the one that I want the most because I need small forward, power forward on my team. I haven't played my team as much this year. I think this actually might be the first my team video on the channel this year, which is insane. All right, y'all. Unfortunately, my capture card did literally die, and I have to order a new one now. So I'm just going to be capturing it directly from the PlayStation. No more face cam for this video, but I'm going to be explaining exactly what I did and showing you more specifically what I mean by overlapping. So the main thing you need to focus on overlapping is getting assists and dunks together. As you can see, I'm unlocking a bunch of Emerald Wild Gems players. You need to get 2 dunks with each of those Emerald players that just showed up on the screen. Now with those 2 dunks, you can overlap them with assists from your assist that you're going to use. So in this example that I'm going to be showing you, I literally write down every single player I need to get a dunk with, which is a bunch of gold players who all need 1 dunk and some Emerald players who also need 2 dunks. I'm using the Emerald Derek Queen, who also requires 12 assists in a single game. I put all of these players into a single lineup, and I'm going into a full lineup breakout game, which is literally 2 2-minute halves. So as you can see here, I got the Jarris Walker. You don't need to use the gold. I already have the amethyst. So I threw a lob to Jarris Walker. I instantly sub him out to put in a new player that requires 1 dunk. Now I'm using this Derek Queen to get the assist because I need to overlap all of those. And as you can see here, I'm going to get a pick and roll with someone. This is the best way to do it in my opinion. Go pick and roll, get them down the lane, and they can get a contact dunk like that. So Fred Jones obviously gets his dunk there, and we're going to sub him out to put in a new player that also does require a dunk. Now skipping to the end of the game here, I did this for a bunch of different players. I believe I got 7 separate players to get their dunk requirements, and it is just so much quicker than doing it individually in a breakout game like a triple threat. So you do this in a full lineup and it gets done so much quicker. I also got 10 out of the 12 assists with Derek Queen required, and he's a very good card that can get assists. The assist is definitely going to be the most tedious, but as you can see, I threw a lob to Kenyon Martin. We're going to skip to the end of the game now to show you guys exactly what else I did. So as you can see on the screen here, I'm scrolling down to the bottom of the dunks, and I got so many separate players' dunks complete. All of this will also overlap with the total dunks that you're required to get up to 1,000 for the Blake Griffin to get up all the way to the Opal DeMar DeRozan there, and it will also overlap with the assist total that you're getting for there as well, because Derek Queen's getting his assists as well as the assist totals that you're going to need to get up to 2,000 for. So basically the entire premise of this is just overlapping everything you do to make sure you're getting the most value for the time that you're spending. Now here's just some general tips and tricks for as I've looked at it and played a couple more challenge games as we've gone through it. Make sure you unlock the Wild Gems players if you get your Sapphire or Ruby Wild Gems players as soon as possible. That allows you to use them to stack up your assist totals as quickly as possible. So make sure you're getting those challenges complete with the Emerald and Gold cards as soon as you physically can for all of those different challenge types. Make sure you're doing that ASAP. You're going to be able to get dunks pretty easily because all the dunks players have a decent dunk rating, and they also get decent meters when you're trying to contact dunk in the paint. The assist is going to be a little bit tedious because each player needs more than 1 most of the time, and the dunks is going to definitely be the easiest. I believe dunks is what I'm going to complete first to get the Dark Matter Blake Griffin. I'm going to complete that as a whole, then I will begin working on 3-pointers. Defending is going to be something that you're going to want to just throw in here and again, because once you get the defending Wild Gems completed, you're going to need to throw those in just to get rebounds. If I'm scrolling down on my end on the defending side, getting steals and getting just stats as a whole, block, steals, and rebounds is all that's required for getting the defensive players upgraded with all those Wild Gems. You just need 2 of the blocks, steals, or rebounds. So it's very easy to complete. Now I am going to be focusing solely on dunks for a while, which is not going to be putting a bunch of these players in. But once I have games where I'm just required to get dunks and I don't have any specific players that need to dunk the ball, that's when you can focus more on getting defensive stats in there, and also of course getting dunks with those players still to level up your dunks total, but also getting the defensive stats you need to unlock that defensive attribute part. The entire point of this video is just letting you know you need to overlap. Don't just go into something going for the totals and not worrying about the other ones. You need to make sure you're doing both at the same time, and it's going to be the easiest way you can actually complete the challenges in the quickest way possible. So hopefully this did help you out. Next video I will have a capture card back and you'll have the face cam, but I'm sorry, literally 5 minutes into this one it broke. So I'm going to sign off for now. Catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll upload more of my team content.